Trying to make a quick recording today about something that people say that, like when people have a near-death experience and they go out of the body and they say they go to heaven, they see all these things in heaven and so forth, and come back and then they tell people what they saw. Some people said, well, wait a minute, didn't Paul say that when he was caught up to heaven, and referring to in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 1 through 4, that he saw things that it was not lawful for men to talk about? So then how is it if he saw things that was not lawful for men to talk about back then when he was caught up to heaven, how is it people now are going up to heaven and seeing things that Paul said it's not lawful for men to talk about? Well, when you go to 2 Corinthians chapter 12 and start at verse 1, and Paul's talking about his vision when he went to heaven, what he saw. When you get down to verse 4, it says something very interesting. It says that how that he was caught up unto paradise, to the third heaven, if you read the other verses, and heard unspeakable words which it was not lawful for man to utter. Heard unspeakable words which it was not lawful for man to utter. Paul did not say he saw things that it was unlawful for man to speak about. He said he heard words that was unlawful for man to think about or speak about. Now, so if somebody else goes to heaven and sees things and has a conversation with Jesus and come back and talk about that, are they doing something that's biblically wrong or something that Paul said that we couldn't do? No. Now, what was the words that Paul heard that he couldn't speak of? We don't know. But the words that people say that Jesus spoke to them, obviously, if they've gone to heaven and seen these things, and they saw Jesus and they talked with him, and then they say what Jesus said, there was not something that Jesus restricted them from saying. But the words that Paul heard, whatever they were, those words Paul could not speak about. Not things that he saw. It was words that he was not allowed to utter. So even if Jesus had a conversation with somebody else, that doesn't mean that everything you say in heaven could not be spoken of. It was just certain words that Paul heard in heaven, not things he saw, words he heard. So I just wanted to clear that up. I hadn't did a teaching in a while. God bless y'all. So hopefully that'll be a blessing. If somebody have a near-death experience and they say, I saw this, I saw that, and Jesus said this, so forth, that explains it. That you can speak of things you saw and words, as long as they're not something that Jesus told you not to speak of. Because I've even heard people that had an experience like that Jesus told them, don't speak these words. And they even said it. I can't say that. Okay? So nothing's wrong with these near-death experiences. All right. Bye-bye.